What is up? Today we're going to be talking about what's known as the Collin Burns OLL. So for those of you uninitiated, the Collin Burns OLL is referring to the OLL algorithm that Collin Burns used to get a 5.25 world record single back in 2015, I believe was the year. So the main reason why it's so interesting, why it's called the Collin Burns OLL, is because before the solve, no one really even knew the alg existed. No one was really using that algorithm before the world record happened, which is a very rare thing to occur. And from the title of the video, you probably understand that I'm going to be talking about why it sucks in some regard. Don't know what the title will be, but that's kind of the point of this video, is that it's not that great of an alg, and there are two reasons for it. But before we do that, we need to talk about OLL-CP a bit. So if you are uninitiated with OLL-CP, or you don't know how to recognize CP because you've never learned COLL on 2x2, COLL on 3x3, CMLL for root, anything like that. If you don't know any of those alg sets and have never learned them, this video is going to be entirely useless. I'm just letting you know right now. If you keep watching, you know, that's fine, but you are basically wasting your time with me. And that's okay, maybe. Probably not, but maybe. As long as you don't have anything to do, I'm cool with it. I won't tell anyone. So, the Collin Burns OLL. It solves this OLL-CP, so it's no swap. So the corners are permuted. You've got the lines here, and it's the Collin Burns OLL, so it's line, line, line. The algorithm goes like this. I would tell you the algorithm, but since the point of the video is that the Collin Burns OLL isn't worth it, why would you want to know it? So the primary flaw of the Collin Burns OLL is that if you happen to get diagonal CP, so the opposite one, and you don't know an alternative algorithm, then you're going to get diag PLL. So that's the first problem, is if you're trying to avoid diag, and since this is such a bad OLL case, you do probably want to do some level of OLL-CP, maybe not learn the full set. I think the diag swap case doesn't really have a good alg, but you could learn at least one alternate and it'll probably be as fast as your standard. But yeah, for the purposes of avoiding diagonal CP, you can't really use the Collin Burns alg as a one-size-fits approach. Now, contrast with these two cases, so this first one is probably the alg most people use, and then this one on the right is the one that I use and the one I think should probably become standard. It's the one I can execute the fastest out of all the OLLs, period. But we'll start with this one. So this one solves the OLL-CP where you have a line here and then these two here. And you put the line corners in the front, you do this alg, and then you get a CP skip. Now the important thing to note is that if you do it from a U2 angle like this, you get diagonal PLL. And you're probably thinking, Jay, why would I want to do that and get diagonal PLL when I could get an EPLL? Well, you don't. And that's the beauty of this alg, and this one has the same property, which I'll get to in a sec. But if you use that OLL algorithm, and you understand CP recognition, then you will never get a diagonal PLL, even if you only know one algorithm to solve this OLL. Okay, you're using one algorithm, and as long as you start from the correct angle, which is this one, you will only ever get EPLLs and then a decent amount of ADG PLLs like JPerm, GPerm, APerm, etc. Same thing applies to this case as well. Only difference is now the CP is the bar, the two corners here, and then the two opposites back here. And it's the same idea, the algorithm I use, and the algorithm I recommend people learn, so I'll actually say it, because fuck those other two. R'F, small regrip, U, R, U prime, R2 prime, F prime, R2, U, R prime, U prime, R. And done quickly, done almost quickly with the lockup. We'll try that again. Okay, you get the idea. It's not bad. Well, it's more than not bad. It's good. I would argue the best for this OLL. And again, if you do it from the U2 angle, you'll get diag PLL. Again, why would you do that? You wouldn't. And again, that's the beauty of it. You learn this one algorithm, so R'F, UR, U prime, R2 prime, yeah, the thing I said before, and you will never ever get diag PLL, and you will very often get ADG PLL. So yeah, that's the first reason why the Collin Burns alg is overrated, because you can't use it as a one-size-fits approach. And that would be fine if the Collin Burns OLL was faster, which brings me to the second problem with it, in that it's not faster. Not only is it not faster than this algorithm here, it's also, in my opinion, and I have timer tested this for myself, and you can do that yourself in your own time, is even this really old OLL, like I messed it up a bit there, but if I nail the execution, I can still do it faster than that. I think the Collin Burns alg is pretty safe, so it's got that going for it. But again, you can't use it as a one-size-fits approach, and I think realistically the R'F alg is going to be faster for pretty much everyone. Maybe the like RU2 one as well, but yeah. Bottom line, the Collin Burns OLL, it's cool, and it's cool that, you know, we got a world record with an algorithm no one ever saw before, but I don't think it's the alg people should be using. Maybe if you get this specific OLL CP, then go ahead. It might be worth it if you can do it fast enough. It's a bit iffy for me, personally, when I've tested it, but it could work. So yeah, that's it. That's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And by the way, this whole theory about this whole video, it's talking about one OLL. It really doesn't apply to just this one OLL. It can apply to other cases where there's like mirror type stuff going on. This dot OLL is a perfect example. It's the same case. It's like line, line, but now it's a dot. If you do it from this angle, you get diag. Don't do that. That's dumb. Just pick the right angle, and you'll never get diag PLL, and you'll often get adj PLL with other CPs. So that's the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.